what's the next thing that people are thinking about? What's the next tip that people should worry about or think about?
For me, Doc, I think I would also consider the security of the area. If it is safe, especially I do have kids, maybe that's what also top of my mind.
Well, I mean, when you look at safety, that goes back to location. That's why before we purchase in any location, one of the first things we look at is the crime map. Every police station in every city posts crime maps, but there's also other websites that will post the crime. And you want to make sure there's no, like five different murders last week around the block from your house, right? There's no nothing crazy. You look at the crime rate in the general area, like a 5 to 10 mile radius, and then you have to look at your pocket that you're buying in. What's the crime? Because just like you said, if we have 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, right? Chances are those people are going to be more long-term tenants, and they're going to have kids, and they're going to have families. And I would want to make sure that our tenants' kids are able to play outside without having to worry about, oh, my kid's going to be safe, right? Is anyone going to be
That's
selling
right.
drugs to my kids? You know? So that is very, very important. Oh, one other thing, leverage. See, leverage and finances is so important because you have to know what your finances are. See, because everything, who's your biggest partner? Do you know who's the biggest partner in every deal? Who's your biggest partner? Let's say if there's 5 people going into a deal, right? Who do you think is the biggest partner in this deal?
I think myself, Doc. Yes.
Yourself. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you who it is. Your biggest partner is the bank. Why is that? See, because when you want to purchase a property, right? Let's say 4 of us go in on a property. The property is $1 million. And how do you buy $1 million property? Well, you can each come up with 250,000, right? Or you each come up with 50,000 and $200,000 to buy a property. But who's putting up the other 800,000? The bank, right? So the bank is going to be your biggest partner in this. Now, to shop for that partner, you don't just say, hey, bank, just give us 80%. No, the bank's not going to do that. You have to form relationships with banks. See, you have to get to know the people at the bank because what makes the bank trust you that you're going to operate this property correctly? Number one, the bank has to know that you are purchasing this and that this is a great property. So a lot of times, local banks are great to use because local banks, chances are, they have also been in real estate from other buyers in the local area. They know the local area well, right? So community banks are great at the beginning, and then you could take your loan into agency debt. But you want to shop around. You don't just want any partner, you want the best partner. Is the bank going to finance a loan to value? What does loan to value finance mean? That means if the property is evaluated right now at $1 million and it's a 80/20, they'll finance 80%. Well, that means they'll give you 800,000. But what if the same property is a value add and you have to put in 200,000 worth of renovations? If a bank says, you know what, we're only doing loan to value, that means they'll only give you 80% of the million. But you have to come up with that 200,000 cash. Now, instead of 4 people bringing in 200,000, 4 people have to double. You have to bring in 400,000 because no one's paying for that 200,000, right?
That's
But
right.
Bank B says, you know what, Alex, I trust you. I know you're going to do a great job. We will also finance 80% of the rehab. What does that mean? That means instead of just financing at 1 million 80% and giving you 800,000, they're going to finance the other 200,000 as well at 80%, which is 160,000. So now you only have to come up with 40,000 right? 20% of that 200. So 40,240 is your down payment, okay? And what you have to come up with cash to get the whole deal done, it's 400,000. So if the terms are better, and say if all the rates are the same, the terms are the same, I'm going to choose the bank that's going to finance 80% of loan to cost. That's the loan to cost. Loan to cost means the evaluation of the property plus they're going to finance the rehab, right? So knowing your leverage and how it's financed is so important. Hey, does the bank have interest only? Is it a 3 months or is it a 3-year interest only? Are they able to amortize it for 30, 25 years, 30 years? Does the rates change on a 5/1 ARM, which is adjusted rate mortgage, where it's held for 5 years, but then it switches every year after that, right? Year 6, 7, 8. Or is it like a 5/5, where a 5/5 ARM, adjusted rate mortgage, is the first 5 years is set, and then every 5 years you have the rates adjusted to where the market is, which is okay because a lot of times after 5 years we want to finance it in a agency debt, which is usually Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. So knowing the finances is so key. And as an investor, as an operator, I need to know how it's financed, right? Because I want to make sure not only are we protected as operators, but our investors' money is protected as well. What's a next tip that you like to give, the last one over here that we've written down for our listeners?
Maybe, Doc, taking good care of tenants.
Right. See, that's a big part, managing right. See, anyone can buy a property because when someone says, "Oh, I just landed a deal," right? I closed on a deal. Closing on a deal is the easier part. Why is it easy to just close on a deal? Because what does it take? It takes money. You got money, you build enough trust with the bank, or you pay enough money, someone's going to sell it to you, right? You see, so buying it is the easier part. Now what you have to do is you have to manage it right. How are you going to execute the business plan? Part of executing the business plan is really taking care of people. It's all a relationship, right? How do you have good renters, get a 5-star reviews, right, on apartments.com or rent.com? Is by taking care of the people. You see, is there trash everywhere? Is your lawn not getting cut? Is the dog park got poop all over the place, right? Is there poop all over the property because no one is picking up poop? Because you never set something called poop DNA. Did you know that they have that? When you have a pet, they'll swab your pet and know what the DNA of your pet is. You pay a fee every single month. And then if there's poop somewhere, they're going to check that DNA. And now the tenants will get fined $300 to $500 for every time they leave poop somewhere. Oh yeah. Now, imagine if we're doing that. What's the likelihood of you letting your dog poop everywhere? Not very likely. You don't want that fine, right? Because we check the DNA of your dog, all right? We know mushy poop there. Okay, and so, but it's good for everybody. You gotta have rules, right? But maybe also throwing a party twice a year for all our tenants, right? Have food there, have entertainment, everybody get to know everybody, you see? Making sure the property is clean. If you have a gym or a pool, making sure those are clean. The equipment is taken care of, right? Making sure that when it's 110 degrees outside, no one's air conditioning is broken. You go do a checkup. Make sure you check the machines. I've heard of places where they don't have electricity for 72 hours. That is crazy. It's darn near illegal, actually, to have that. So having great maintenance, responding to clients and owners, because when you look at the tenants, they are your investors. See, they are one of your biggest investors, because without tenants, you're not going to have the net operating income coming in. So the real key is, how do we manage our expenses, continue to grow the income, and take great care of people? When it comes down to it, everything in this world is a people business. If you take great care of the people, people are going to be happy, they're going to stay, pay, and refer others,
That's
right?
right, Doc.
So that's what it's going to take. I hope a lot of people get a lot out of this, Anne, because that's the only way to take great care of our tenants. And really, between all of our businesses, from the medical practice, the real estate, right, our virtual assistant business, and our online marketing agency, it's all about people. And if we take great care of the people, people will take great care of us.
That's right. That's right, Doc. Yeah. I think a lot of people will have the value of what we are doing. Yeah, I think that's the reason why we are here, because we wanted to add value to people. And for sure a lot of people are listening to this, they will get a lot of ideas about investing and buying properties. Thank you so much, Doc, for
Absolutely.
your time. Yeah, let's continue this conversation tomorrow. Thank you so much, Doc.
Absolutely, Anne. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye, guys.